Only, she made it hard to be nice towards her. Her rules needed to be followed no matter what, and her punishments for not lifting up chairs were always strict. One time, we had to clean all the beams of the roof. Another punishment was to clean the lower shelves of the bookcases. She always gave us these strange punishments. One time, she made me reorganize the whole library alone. I kind of deserved that one. I hadn't slept well for almost a week, and I was cranky as a pig who hadn't eaten for weeks. So yeah, I ate in the library, pulled the chairs out, started yelling at someone, and almost burned down the building. To be honest, I didn't mind it. It helped me relax, and she let me read all the books I wanted. I got to know the old lady during that week. And once you'd broken through her tough exterior, she was a real nice lady. The absent grandmother everyone wanted. She reminded me of my own grandmother, sweet but strict. I kept working in the library after that, helping her out and reading as many books as I wanted. I found this alcove one day while I was rearranging the books on the shelves. It had been hidden well, and I had almost missed it. I dropped a book next to the bookcase. After picking it up and hitting my head on one of the shelves, I found out that the bookcase was placed in front of an opening, an alcove. There was nothing inside, just a small bare area. I placed some pillows in the space to make it more comfortable, and you could find me there when I wanted to escape the world or talk with Astra, in our own secret hideout. We used this corner to gossip about the teachers. For Astra, it meant talking about which teacher was the hottest. For me, it was talking about the hard training Instructor Lavina put me through. Instructor Lavina was the combat teacher and solely trained the protectors. Astra, as a witch, got totally different classes than me. The protectors were trained to keep the witches and elementals safe, and the witches, well, they learned to be a witch. And now, we were discussing my heritage. This would be the last time in our secret hiding spot. We were almost done here, graduating. The witches would go through a selection process, while the nulls would show off their skills as protectors. That's what I would be doing. I would be showing off my amazing fight skills. After that, I'd disappear like my grandmother had told me to do. It was something I'd promised my grandmother a long time ago. However, I wasn't sure I wanted that anymore. The only thing I knew was that I had to tell my best friend what I was. She needed to know, or maybe I just wanted to tell someone the truth, someone I trusted. I wasn't not sure. I couldn't handle the heavy weight of it on my heart, not telling my best friend. It felt like a burden that had been strapped to my chest. We were both frozen as we waited for the footsteps to leave. The light dimmed, and the person walked further away. "Why didn't you tell me this sooner?" Astra asked when we were sure that the teacher was gone. I wanted to. I didn't know how or when. I promised my grandmother. I shrugged at her. Only she couldn't see me. We were still in the dark. Without a word, I made a light ball form in my hand. My light wasn't as blue as the other witches. It was more of a pure white. Astra stared at my hand as I gave the light ball a small bounce to lift it a little above my palm. I let it hover in the air. Astra followed the ball of light with her eyes. Her mouth opened again. I didn't really believe you when you said you were a witch. Now seeing the light, she said, trailing off. Her eyes were still wide. She shook her head as if clearing her thoughts. "Why didn't you tell me this sooner?" she whispered again. I wanted to, only my grandmother kept me from saying anything. The day she placed me here at the school, she made me promise never to tell anybody what I am. It'll mean my death. And she didn't say it nicely. She shook me roughly whilst she made it really clear what she meant by death. I sat fidgeting with my hands in my lap, thinking about that memory. I looked up at Astra. Her eyes were downcast, and for a second, I thought she